Hi everyone, this is Debono and I'm here with my friend Carolin. She is an author and a coach.
Yes, I am. I have written a couple of books about love coaching, so helping people who want to find love and find self-esteem to be able to find love. So I do a YouTube channel and
Very
I have
cool.
a new book coming up next year.
What's the YouTube channel called?
It's called Carolin Life Coach, and it's about how to be happy and successful.
Yeah. Very cool. And your book, your new book?
Oh, I haven't named it yet.
Oh, right. Yeah. I just wrote my second book too. It's in production, so so it should be available in a few weeks. So today I wanted to talk about Halloween. So we're heading into Halloween, which is on the 31st of October. And Halloween means it's marked the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter. So it's about letting go. It's about harvesting all the things the farmers and the ancient people would harvest the crops, and they would let go, like the end of the year, heading into winter. And winter was a time when things didn't grow anymore, and it was a time of death as well. So I thought in this video I wanted to talk about tarot cards and cards in general, about letting go.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so what I thought of doing is we'll go through all of the tarot cards and we'll pick out the cards that to us represent letting go, and then we can talk about that. And then later on we can also ask my tarot group about that as well.
Because letting go is something that we bring with us every day. We're letting go of people, we're letting go of dramas and traumas and thoughts and ideas, and we just get rid of things we don't need anymore. So it's very a good weekend to talk about this.
To do that, it's a good time of the year to do that. I know, as being a reader of like fortune teller, I know sometimes I'll do a reading for somebody and their cards might have this. For example, the person might be asking, will they meet somebody new? Yeah. And the cards will go back to something of the past. It'll tell me that then I'll say to the client, have you broken up with someone recently? And they'll say no. And I'll say, well, when was the last time you had a relationship? And it might be 10 years ago. Yeah. It might even be 20 years ago, and so some people don't find it easy to let go.
No,
and
we hang on to things, and I meet that in my coaching as well. Yeah. People who they don't want to go into new relationships because they are so scared of the memory that is kept in their body and their mind and their heart. Yeah. And they need to let go of that, but it's hard. Yeah. Because sometimes it feels it gives us a protection towards being vulnerable. Yeah. But it also protects us or stops us from finding new love. As you were saying. That's right. No one can find new love if they are stuck in the past and those emotions. Yeah,
it actually brings to mind an actual client. I remember I had this client and she was probably about 60 years old, and her brother brought her to me for a reading. He almost had to drag her to me because she was a bit skeptical of all of this. But he had come to me for a reading, and he was 3 years younger than her, I remember. So he was 57. So he brought his 60-year-old sister to me, and I remember doing her reading, and I remember saying that she wanted to know about finding love, and I remember looking at her cards and just seeing that she was holding on to something. And she said, well, I haven't been in a relationship for 20-something years or 30 years. I can't remember the amount, but it was probably 30 years. Yeah. And I said to her, wow, you've been single all that time. And then I said, but it looks like you're still holding on to somebody. And what happened with her was her husband died when she was 30 or something like that. And she never mourned. She never got over it. She never even cried.
She never let go.
She never let go, yeah. And she was really stern with me in the reading as well. She had a wall. Yeah. And anyway, I kept hammering away gently, chipping away. And eventually she kind of she got present to it.
Yeah, that's
and she cried. And she said it was the first time in like 30 years that she actually cried. Like, I got her really present, and the cards.
Oh, that's super strong.
Yeah, and she really, really cried. Like, you know, and I remember, you know, we talked about it, and we did a bit of talking and a bit of healing and a bit of, you know, stuff that I do with the cards and that. And she kind of got complete. She forgave herself because she felt responsible that he died, because apparently he died in her arms, actually, and she couldn't save him. And I talked about it. Yeah, I talked about that. She wasn't here to save him. She's just a human being, but she took it all on herself, as she couldn't save him. And she came to peace with it in the reading.
That's very strong.
Yeah.
But I do think, like, I meet that in my coaching, and that it's so much easier to start doing something than to let go of something, to stop doing something.
Yeah,
like,
good point.
If you say, like, you should stop think about your ex, or stop being scared, or
good point.
Then you suddenly need to get to you get naked.
Yeah.
There's a void.
Very
and you
much
feel
so.
like, oh, I have nothing to protect me anymore.
Yeah.
So I usually say to my clients, start doing something.
Yeah.
If you start looking into your future love affair that you're gonna have, if you fill that vision in with beautiful colors and beautiful emotions, and you start thinking about what you want instead,
that's right.
you start doing something, and then you drag yourself out of the
that's right.
the negative space. Because if you're just letting go, what's there? There's
scary.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, I always tell my clients as well, it like people feel, human beings, I think it's all of us, we're afraid of having nothing. We're afraid of space. So what we tend to do is we hold on to what we know, even if it wasn't good.
exactly.
Rather than having emptiness.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I say to my clients, you need to open up to let new in.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're going to be, I always say to them, it's like a cup. If you have a cup full of water, no new water can get in there. So you got to empty the cup, so then new can come in.
But it's hard just to empty the cup.
It is.
That's why it's so good to start visualizing and manifesting and thinking about, dreaming about something different. So you replace the emptiness with what you want instead.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you just lack something. You just miss out on something. And that is the same with stop smoking, for example. I used to smoke, and it was really hard to stop smoking because that was actually giving me something.
Yeah.
I mean, a break at work or whatever.
Yeah, becomes a habit. Yeah.
But when I started exercising more, I got something instead of the smoking.
Good point.
So you replace what you are letting go of. So just say, let go. It's so easy to say to someone, just let go of that boyfriend you don't like, or that person who is rude to you or bullying, but it's not that easy.
No.
You feel naked and you feel lost.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. I remember as well, I had a teacher, one time I went to this kind of guru teacher, and
like yourself?
well, in my younger days, and I went to her class thinking I kind of knew a lot, you know. And when she was talking about different things, I kept interrupting her and saying, oh, that's a little bit like this theory, that's a little bit like astrology, that's it. And then she finally got fed up with me and she said, Paris, your lesson is done. It's time for you to leave the room. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm like really interacting.
Leave.
She basically said, I'm dismissed. And I was like, what do you mean? And she said, I can't teach you anything. You're unteachable. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm trying. She said, you're like a full vessel. You've got everything. Empty. You've got every answer, everything I say. That's what I thought. Yeah.
So.
She said, everything I'm saying to you is filtered through what you already know. Yeah. And you're comparing it and contrasting to a book you read or a course you did. She said, you're unteachable. And I was really shocked by that because I'd never had heard that before.
And that's your protection.
Yes, know-it-all, being a know-it-all.
You have control.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the fear of letting go is the need to control.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything,
absolutely.
control the world,
Absolutely.
have these frames.
Yeah.
So what cards are letting go?
So to finish that, she said to me, I said, oh, look, I really do want to study with you. Because she basically said I needed to leave, right? And she was doing a bit of tough teaching. And I said, look, I'm really wanting to study with you. And I really admired this lady. And she said, if you want to study with me, you have to come to me empty. She said, you have to give me space to be your teacher, because I can't teach you with all that stuff going on. She said, if you promise to do that, then you can stay. And I did. And I did. I really let go of stuff. And I stopped comparing everything to what she said. And I actually learned so much more than I otherwise that I would have, you know.
And that's the same like with people, for example. If we dare to let go of people who hurt us, boyfriends or friends or even people in our family who hurt us, who puts us down, who are rude or belittle us, if we let go of them, we could open up for so much more.
I know, it's incredible.
Amazing.
I know, there's more room, isn't there?
Yeah.
Okay, so what we've done is I've cut the tarot. We've got Rider-Waite tarot. What I thought we might do is each of us can look through half the deck and choose out the cards that we think look like letting go cards.
Okay. He's the reader.
We can almost do like one at a time. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll pick out whatever card we think looks like letting go. Okay. So the first one I'll start is the moon. To me, the moon is about letting go of the light, because the moon comes out at night time. And it's a darkness card, and it also is an intuitive.
Letting go of the light. Why would you want to do that?
Why would you want to? But I suppose if you want to sleep, it's probably
good.
good.
Okay, good point.
If you want to sleep and you want to have a dream, probably good to let go of the light. But I think the moon comes out at night too. It's time when we're resting, when we're letting go of the day, when we're doing the subconscious work starts when we sleep.
Yin and yang. It has to be
it has to be yin and yang.
balance.
Yeah, the darkness is the nighttime is the yang. And the day is the yin.
It's like the seasons. We're letting go of the harvest, as you were talking about, or the autumn, and then go into new season.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's nothing bad with that.
Yeah. All right. So that's the moon.
I'm thinking about the tower, of course.
Oh,
It's like it's so negative, and people are falling out of it. Of course, letting go. Something is letting go, but who's in that card letting people go? I don't know. You're the reader.
I think the tower could be about like when we have catastrophes in our lives, you know, like when we have accidents, or maybe we lose something unexpectedly, or it could be a natural disaster. Yeah. It's almost about letting go of that and rebuilding. It could be about accepting that life sometimes throws us tragedies or difficulties, you know, and it could be about, I don't know, finding your peace with loss, you know, because I'm just thinking of the, you know, when we have like tornadoes and things and people lose everything, you know, and it's like you can't hold on to what you had because it's gone. You have to rebuild, you know.
Isn't it like fires in forests?
Yeah,
when
the
fire tears down the forest, but that gives a lot of insects.
Yeah. Well, especially in Australia. Australia is known, our forests here, a lot of plants and trees can only germinate when there's a bushfire that burns everything.
And of course, renovating your house,
you
need to let go of the old bathroom sometimes, just to get room for a new one. If you hold on to everything.
Okay, that one's not letting go.
This one is letting go. It's like 9 of swords.
Yeah, 9 of swords.
Someone is scared of letting go.
Scared, yeah.
Because there's a lot of swords letting go of things. I don't know.
I suppose in a way,
cutting.
It could be about, that one could be about letting go of worry. Because this one is a person obviously worrying, stressed. You know, so it could be about...
How do you let go of worries?
I think you have to acknowledge it. You know, like I've recently let go of worrying about money. That's my latest thing. Like I've been doing this job for so many years now, and I've always made money. I've always had enough to do what I want to do, feed myself, all the stuff that you do, pay your bills. And I realized, why am I worrying? Because it's always provided. You know, I've never had a time when I've had nothing, and I've had, like, my business, I've had fluctuations of sometimes very, very busy and then sometimes not busy. And I just decided to not worry about that, to let go.
What you do then is replace the worry with trust, right?
Replace it with trust, and also just being creative. Like in my case, I like to be creative. So instead of sitting here, oh my God, I haven't got a client. What can I create? What deck can I create? What video can I make? So I've let it go with creation and put creation in place. That's only a recent thing, by the way. Like the last
very good.
few days.
You are making it happen. Like people come to you to ask what is going to happen, but every one of us makes things happen, and that is a very good example of
and
that.
It's interesting too, because the whole point of this was triggered by a friend of mine who worries about money all the time. And I thought to myself, wow, he really worries, and then I realized I do that too, but to a lesser degree. But then I thought, I need to transform that with me. And then I was sharing with him, and he started to feel more at ease. But it's because I had to transform me first. I couldn't really give him advice if I secretly had the same worry, even if it was a lesser degree. But because I literally felt at peace with money and finances, he started to feel that too. And he said it was kind of like the first time in his life that he's ever felt that. So it was quite impactful.
It is hard to find trust. I mean, money issues is something that worries a lot of us. Either, whether we have a lot of money or not, we feel the worries like, but that's survival. Because we are always scared of dying. I mean, that's our old brain talking.
That's right.
And I was also thinking about how to let go of worries. It's like we have two nervous systems in our body, the fight and flight system, and one system that is calming us down. And they need to be in balance. And if you want to let go of negative energy, breathe in counting to 4, breathe out counting to 6. And what happens then is you balance your nerve systems so you relax.
Wow.
So you take in the fight and flight, a little of it, and then you let go of the fight and flight, and you open up for relaxation. It's super if you want to calm down. In 4, out 6.
Okay, very good, very good. Well, look, I've got the death card, the famous death card. Here it is.
But I've learned that that's a good card.
It can be good. It depends what the subject or the topic is.
Yeah,
like for example, if someone's having a bad relationship and they get the death card, that's a good thing because the relationship's coming to an end. So
is that good? If you like the relationship?
If they're addicted to it? It depends. It really depends on the context. It depends on the situation. Like, for example, I've had the death card come up when people maybe they've had like a bad job and the death card comes up in their work question. And I'm like, okay, you're going to let go of this, you know, and then hopefully the cards after it are good. But the death card is the ultimate letting go card.
Yeah. Giving place for something else, of course. Because when you do readings, we can never say anything really bad.
No, we don't want to damage the client. No. We don't want to, well, if you're a good reader, because there are people that do bad readings in order to make the client powerless, and then, you know, they'll say, oh, I have a magic, you know, answer for you if you pay me this much $100. Hundreds of dollars. But if you're a good reader, if you're a reader that wants to assist people, then you don't want to damage them, because that's counterproductive. You know, you want to empower them, and you want to be able to get them out of a blocked situation if they are, to see that there's possibility. Because
we are still the architects of our own lives, and we are the creators, and we can predict things, but we can also create things.
Of course,
and
it's both.
Of course, so whatever you are saying in a reading is not set in stone. It's not.
That's right.
Nothing's
set in stone.
But it is. is a guidance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I've heard about someone who was told, like, if you have a second child, that child will die young.
Yeah, I've heard
and
things
that
like
person never got pregnant again. Of course.
I know, it's fear.
That's something that
we
don't work with.
I actually met a woman in Malta. Now Malta's a little island in the Mediterranean Sea, and I remember this woman came to my shop there, and she said that a fortune teller told her that if she left Malta, she would die.
Ooh.
So she never left Malta because she was petrified of going on a holiday.
But then, like, we
Terrible.
have our own responsibility as well. Of course, we can listen to astrology, a horoscope, or readings, but we need to still
have our own power.
Yes.
We get to say more or less. Look, some things in tarot and astrology are destined, but some things you can work with as well. And
How do you know which ones?
Look, I've had experiences where someone might want something and it's not going to happen, no matter what they do. So what I do in that case is try to say to them, well, look, there are other possibilities, or there are other people. It depends what it is. But sometimes, for example, if someone's obsessed with somebody and that person doesn't want to be with them, and I see it in the cards that this person's not going to be with them, we talk about that, and we try to give the client something else to think about, or
Exactly, you replace it
with something else. So it's kind of the same pattern.
And letting in.
Letting go and then replacing.
It's a circle.
Good point. It's a very good point. Yeah. Did you have a tarot card?
No, I don't have any more death cards.
All right, let's see.
I think everyone is so happy.
You got all the happy ones. That's good.
So, it's all about how you choose to see things. It's all in your mindset, your attitude.
This one's a typical let go. This is the 5 of Cups. So if you look at it, it's a person crying over the cups.
I had
the hermit.
It looks like the same.
Yeah, they're both
buddies.
Both a little bit like caped, and I think
they're so sad.
The
hermit can hang out with each other. If they're lonely.
Well, the hermit likes to be alone.
Likes to be alone.
So the hermit's letting go of society. He wants to be on his own. So he's letting go of material joy in society and people. Often in India, Indian hermits often used to leave their family and their children and go into the mountains and leave everything.
That sounds like depression.
It sounds a bit, a little bit too crazy, doesn't it? They used to literally leave their family, and their family sometimes would starve. And they would go off into the mountains and pray.
And they pray, and they use that as an excuse
we don't know
for
what they're
running
doing
away from responsibilities and worries about money. But I think I've heard, at least, there are 2 types of people: those who get energy from being with other people, with a big group, and the other people get energy from being by themselves. Right.
So sort of like introvert, extrovert.
Yeah, I think so. Who are you?
I'm extrovert.
So you get energy from being around people?
Yeah, I mean, I do have my times when I like to be on my own. Like, I live alone, and I've lived alone for like 30 years, and I love it, So I love my own space, and I love my own place to create, because I do art. But I am, a teacher. I like to be out there with people. So I think I have a bit of both, but I think I'm slightly more extrovert. Yeah, I like attention. I like to talk about my stuff.
Which you do.
I've got a shop, which advertises me, and
This is your purpose.
Yeah. One of my teachers said to me one time, "Wow, you've got a whole identity going on with your shop,"
But it is a bit of loneliness in that, like, because you are the one teaching, you are the one giving, you are the one inspiring others, which we are all very grateful about.
That's a good point.
But it's not like a circle.
It's not like an equal.
It's like
I want to Yeah. Oh, I think we're revealing a little bit too much now.
But I'm the same. Like, I need to be by myself.
Right.
And I need my independence so much that I can't be in relationships. I can't have a job.
Right.
I lost work
you your own
because,
job. You were self-employed most
yes,
of the time.
I am
Yeah,
self-employed.
That's me too.
Yeah, because I need to be by myself. But that doesn't mean I don't like people. I mean, it's the same. We like hanging out with people. We're social. So we could be both. But these are not, are they letting go? Letting go of people?
You know what, I think...
letting in yourself?
You know what, what's occurred to me actually is every card is has a letting go aspect. Like, for example, Three of Cups is three girls dancing. It could be they're letting go of being alone. So every card kind of...
Or letting go of their husbands. They're having
or letting go of their husbands.
divorce party.
Or letting go of sitting at home being bored.
Exactly.
So I think every card could be kind of read in that way.
It's a good question to have with you this weekend. What are you letting go of?
Yeah.
Is it emotions, or is it people, or is it something you do, or something you are? I mean, we are a work in progress, all of us. We need to change constantly.
That's right. Imagine if we never let go of anything, we'd be stuck.
Or would be kind of horrible to be with if we would never learn to change our personalities.
Yeah, true.
A little bit. I mean, the older you get, the more grumpy you become. But that's another issue.
Yeah, that's where you get a cat.
That's when you get a cat. Get a cat.
Do you have a cat, by the way?
No, I used to have a cat, but now.
I would get a cat, but I can't at the moment because I don't have space for it. But
exactly.
I'd get a cat or a dog. But anyway, I think we should wrap this up soon-ish because otherwise the video goes too long.
Give some a present, some card, some guidance.
How do you mean? Like
for the weekend, an advice.
Yeah, all right. You want to
something a thought? This is your area.
I'll chip in.
Because you taught me to read this card. Oh, it's the Pegasus. It's the happy Pegasus.
Let's show the card. Pegasus is the horse with wings, and he was the helpful friend of the hero.
Oh, and Pegasus, as I've learned from you, he came when Medusa died.
That's right.
The evil
blockage
turned
to
stone, and then came Pegasus. So it is letting go of the blockages you have, and this is the free.
That's the liberation.
The liberation. So that's
perfect. It's perfect.
Perfect.
Alrighty.
If you have any questions for maybe our next show, just write.
Just write them in the comments. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.